THC, and ain't no other pony going down like me. Twilight Vicious.
Yeah, she is.
Son, I am proud. Whoops.
I think she learned her lesson about freaking out about being tardy.
One would think.
We'll also be having Andrea Libman with us today.
Cool.
Fluttershy cosplayers and Fluttershy plushies here, so I think it's all safe to say we love Miss Libman's characters, yes?
Yeah.
We'll also have the one, the only, the absolutely adorable Michelle Creeper.
What a good show.
And making her first ever Brony convention appearance, we have the voice of Zecora, Brenda Critchlow.
Let's hear it for her again.
Can we give her your best yay? Can we do that? I ruined it. Sorry. You're
Oh my goodness.
And can we give one more big, especially warm Equestria LA welcome to Ms. Critchlow at her very first Brony convention.
How's your con experience so far?
Unbelievable. Everyone has been so sweet.
Good to hear.
So we haven't scared you off yet.
No.
Yet. Yet.
Give it time. She'll get a June Discord.
The night is young.
We also have Final Draft from Everfree Radio, again, hosting the panel. I want to give a big, extra special thanks to Everfree Radio. They've been so good at streaming these cons and giving you guys coverage for all the people who can't be here today. So, thank you.
Hi guys. I'm not nearly as cool as these guys.
Oh, shut up.
You're awesome.
I still love you! You're such good liars.
Anything to make you feel better about yourself.
Oh, God. Right. So, I know.
What, that stunt you pulled earlier, we're doing opening ceremonies when I was eating cake, I mean, indisposed. What was that?
I think they seem to enjoy it.
Do we want to try something like that again while we wait for Michelle and Tara?
Let's.
Alright, which song should we sing?
The fun song.
Something out.
F-U-N!
The fun song!
Cupcakes!
You guys want to sing Winter Wrap Up?
Yeah?
All right!
Lena, you have a much
Brony
better singing
callback.
voice than mine. Would you like to start us off?
Pop standards.
3 months of winter coldness and
Awesome holidays. We've kept our roses warm at home. Time off from work to play. But the food we stored is running out, and we can't go in this cold. And even though I love my boots, the fashion's getting old. The time has come to welcome spring, and all things warm and green, but it's also time to say you see, what does every pony do? How do I live without magic? I wrap up. Let's finish our holiday cheer. Winter wrap up, winter wrap up. Let's tomorrow spring is here. Tomorrow spring is ringing from the southern birds. The winds are stopping and clearing out the blue skies. The sunshine and the clouds. We melt the white snow. And beauty will grow. Winter wrap up, winter wrap up. Let's finish our holiday cheer. Winter wrap up, winter wrap up. Cause tomorrow spring is here. Winter wrap up, winter wrap up. Cause tomorrow spring is here. Cause tomorrow spring is here. Little critters hibernate under the snow and ice. We wake up all the sleepy heads so quietly and nice. And gather up their food, fix their homes below. Let's come down the southern birds so families can grow. Winter wrap up, winter wrap up. Let's finish our holiday cheer. Winter wrap up, winter wrap up. Cause tomorrow spring is here. Winter wrap up, winter wrap up. Cause tomorrow spring is here. Cause tomorrow spring is here. No easy task to clear the ground. Plant our tiny seeds with proper care and sunshine. Everyone with bees, apples, cherries, celery stalks, colorful flowers too. We must work so very hard. It's just so much to do. Winter wrap up, winter wrap up. Let's finish our holiday cheer. Winter wrap up, winter wrap up. Tomorrow spring is here. Winter wrap up, winter wrap up. Tomorrow spring is here. Tomorrow spring is here. I know what they all do. I have to find my place and help it all of my heart. Tough task to have face. What will I do without my magic? Help the earth pony way. I want to belong, so I must do my best today. Do my best today.
Okay. I approve of this.
Here she comes, the one, the only, the super adorable Michelle Creeper.
You look awesome, Michelle. Doesn't she look great?
You look great!
This is an ensemble that's collected together by things that the fans have given me, so I have to dedicate this outfit to all you bronies out there.
So are you guys hearing like a hum coming from upstage? Is that maybe can we do something about that?
I think it's this one. Oh, I'm really good with technology. This way? Okay. Thank you from the professional. You are.
Okay, so just so you guys know, I've just received a text message from the head of the convention, Kara Padale, who's doing an amazing job, that Tara is running a little bit late. So I think what we're going to do is get started a little early, or I should say get started on time, and hopefully she can make it in time. So I think she's on her way. That's what I've been told. So anyway, the final draft with Everfree Radio, which we just switched to Everfree Network, but we're still EFR on our shirts. And I'm really excited to be hosting the VA panel. You guys ready?
Yeah!
So to get us started here, to my left, of course, is the amazing, the wonderful Michelle Creeper. Iron Will. No, she's the voice of Apple Bloom, of course, but also the singing voice of Sweetie Belle. So. She often tells me to hush now, quiet now. I know, and it had to be done. Well, to her left and to the audience's right is someone who I'm really excited was able to make it here. An amazing person, amazing voice actress, an amazing screen actress as well. Brenda. Yes, Brenda Critchlow.
You've all been so beautiful.
Okay.
We need to eat
Am I
the
heard?
microphone.
Am I heard?
Is she heard?
Yes! Welcome to the herd.
Hello.
Oh.
Well, and of course, at the end of the table,
That was an
is
oh
Andrea
moment.
Lippin. The voice of both Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy. Like I said, we're waiting on Tara to show up, but when she does make it, she's the voice of Twilight Sparkle. It's going to be pretty awesome. So getting started, I'm going to ask a very basic question of the three of you, and that is, how did you get involved in voice acting for My Little Pony, for those who don't know?
Okay, I'll start. I auditioned for it like any regular audition. You know, you get a call from your agent saying, okay, here's a project for Hasbro. It's called My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. So they give you this character description, you kind of figure out what you're going to do for your voice, they give you about a paragraph, and then you go in and usually read about twice, and then about a week later you get a call saying, in my case, voice of Apple Bloom, singing voice of Sweetie Belle. So there's my description.
Well, and Brenda, you actually are coming at this from a different angle than a lot of people who are involved with the show, which is that you do mostly screen work. And so I wanted to know if you could tell the people here, you know, how it is you got involved in voice acting for My Little Pony.
Sure. Hi.
Hi. Hello.
I have to say hello first because, as I said, this is my first convention.
When we did our interview on Everfree Radio, I told her, I said, there are pony conventions all across the country. She said, what? And I said, there are thousands of people who attend who would love to hear from you. And she goes, what?
I had no idea, so this has been an absolute delight. I started off in theater and then into film and television. And for voiceover, I started doing a lot of radio plays first. And then I was also asked to do a lot of voice tags. So when you listen on the radio, and it could be something like a car commercial, sometimes you hear a voice like the new Ford Explorer. It'll take you and your family where you need to go. I started doing those and being called in to do that, or public service announcements where, you know, 1 out of 3 women will find da-da-da-da-da. And then cartoons started to come my way. And just like you were saying, going in for the audition, they just had a description for the character. And we knew that she was wise, maybe a shaman, that kind of thing, and maybe a Cajun accent. And it just metamorphosed. I'm half Jamaican, half Trinidadian, and they weren't sure where it was going to go, the Jamaican and the Trinidadian accent. Any Trinis in the house? Any Jamaicans in the house? I see what, oh, right on. Oh, I see a couple hands in the back. Jamaican accent was a little too much for them with a boy, you know, they didn't want somebody talking up here like this because it was really hard to understand. To register. So gradually as we were working on it, it became a little lower and a little lower. And then all of a sudden, from here, somewhere in Africa, just like this is where Zecora came from. That's how she metamorphosed.
On the phone, I wanted to be sure that I was talking to the right VA because, you know, her regular speaking voice is so much higher than Zecora's voice, and it was like, oh, that's how it worked. Well, and then of course, speaking of high speaking voices.
Well, maybe I could try doing some of that work too. Hey, you should get a new car. It's gonna go really, really, really fast. It's gonna be
After our interview we did, I got about 100 emails saying, "Can you get Andrea?" Which I'm like, "Can Andrea do this? Can you get Andrea to do GPS voices?"
Yes.
No, turn left. No, turn right. No, turn left. It's gonna be awesome.
I trust you, Pinky.
I want you to too.
Maybe you should think about turning right.
Donald Penis.
Maybe you should buy a new car. It's got four-wheel drive. It'll take you where you want to go. Four-wheel drive.
I don't know. We'll talk really soon.
I'm always wary at these VA panels because when they voice things like this, people always animate it. So now I know that somebody out there is going to make a bunch of car commercials.
I would buy a car from 55.
To your Applebee's card.
Yeah, we kind of do.
Oh,
Hey, have y'all heard about the new Honda? Because I want it
What forms of payment do you accept?
now. We take cash or credit.
I've got plenty of Hondas back at home, thank you. I see what you did there.
So, Brenda, because you're new to the fan scene, to the convention scene where there's a whole scene of bronies out there, what has been your initial reaction overall? What is your reaction to this, all of this?
Oh, it's what I said when you and I were talking first on the radio, and then now having a chance to meet and greet and put a face to some of the fans. When we go in and we're recording, I said this to a couple of you, we're not seeing you, but we have to be able to feel you, and now it's made it so much more real. And also some of the stories. Some have come up to me and said they found one of the episodes I worked on an inspiration. Somebody lost a job recently, and I was just saying, listen, you know, onward, upward, and higher. And it's nice to take a little bit of the character, who I think is kind of wise and grounded, and pass on a little bit of that. So meeting everybody in person, and then putting that together with what I do is phenomenal. So, yeah, big thank you.
I think we're all really excited to see you. Well, and of course, Michelle and Andrea, this is your third convention this year? Fourth for you, maybe?
it's my third. What about you, Andrea?
Do you even...
I lost count. Just having fun.
I was going to say, I mean, has your view of the fandom from having interacted with them at these conventions now? I mean, I know that, you know, the show has been out for about 2 years, of course, and, you know, there was that initial reaction to the brony fandom, like what Brenda might be going through now, but now that you're more, say, accustomed to the fandom, you know, how has that changed for you? Or has it?
It's my view of the fandom has really progressed from when I first got this email, my first fan, and he said, I really love your voice as Apple Bloom, and you know, I'm a brony, I don't know if you know what that is. And I was like, wait, no, I don't know what that is. And I was like, I'm 18 years old, and and he said he was a boy. I was like, wait, whoa, back it up. I'm My Little Pony, 18-year-old boy, 9-year-old girl. Okay, well then. So me and my mom and my dad looked it up, and we're like, wow, this is real. Like, this is not just some, you know, joke. These are people that really love the show. And so for the past few years, you know, the fandom is really growing, and it's spectacular. We really love you guys, and the fact that, you know, I say this every time people ask me this question, but this is really what I feel about it, is that we have so much fun recording the show, and we have such a great friendship that it's really a great feeling to know that you guys love what we love doing. And that's basically on my...
From the initial, it's unexpected, definitely never met fans before, but now it's evolving and I'm starting to recognize people, which is really cool. I'm like, hey, I know your face. I'm like, yeah, it's my face. and recognizing people from Twitter too that are always, tweeting some tips. I'm visiting this city. Oh, you should definitely eat here. And I like to tweet pictures of food all the time. So it's really just fun because at first it's kind of the unknown. You don't quite know what to expect, and I feel really a lot more comfortable now. And seeing friendly faces and just everyone that I meet is just awesome. You're just all such great people, such warm people, and every time I get a chance to meet you is just like a gift for me. So thank you.
Well, so now that you've, interacted with the Brony fandom for a while, have you found that your interaction, your knowledge of the Brony fandom has somehow impacted how you voice act? Like when you go into a recording session, do you go in there now with the knowledge that what you're saying is going to have that larger audience, or do you approach it more that you have a job to do and you're going to do that job?
I don't think that's really... For me, I don't think it's come up yet. We haven't been at that phase because everything that we've recorded was we did it a long time ago. So
yeah, we haven't recorded in quite a while because I kind of really figured out about the Bronies in about February, January-ish, and so we haven't really done it. But I'm sure it might impact us when we start recording in future.
I was going to say, I think future is the key because we have recorded all of these already, but it makes you stop and think, yes, we're going in to do a job. It's part, of course, of what we do. But at the same token, knowing that there are so many ears, that somebody is listening, and as I'm tasting the words and I'm breathing life into this character, there's somebody else on the other end who is receiving that. So yes, it will make an absolutely huge difference for me, for my performance. It'll be split right down the middle, that I have to come in and still do all the technical requirements. Just embody my character to the best of my ability, but at the same token, remember that I have some fans. I have some fans.
Some? You got quite a few, I think.
I think it's going to be crazy. I think we're going to go in there like all trying to show off. Like, no, I want to do that line. No, I want to do it again. I think it could get pretty fierce, especially Michelle.
A little force to be reckoned with here.
It's not like Michelle's competitive, right?
Oh no,
No.
But I'm more competitive than you are.
No. It's okay. It's okay. You can think We have a back and forth.
MLP Smackdown.
You can't win against a CMC. I'm not even going to try. Okay, so my next question is for you, Andrea, which is that, as we've discussed in the past, voicing for Pinkie Pie and for Fluttershy, of course, is the different extremities of the vocal range. And I'm wondering if your experience from when you first started voicing the characters to upcoming seasons or such, if it's changed like the way you approach those different...
It definitely has, because at first it was always about trying to find that separation to make them sound like two completely different characters. And a lot of times we would go through in the first season and record one, and someone kind enough in the room would read with me as the other one, and then we go back and record the other one and keep them completely separate. And now I just go crazy all the time, Pinkie Pie, and then Fluttershy right away. Backboard. It's like a machine.
So you kind of found that groove then?
I think so, yeah. You just kind of practice makes perfect, and then just remembering that and feeling more comfortable with it and being able to just slip in and out.
Is there anything that you've conscientiously adapted to, like any kind of like elements of the voices that you specifically tried to adapt or change?
Yeah, I think in my mind when I'm doing Pinkie Pie, I'm just thinking energy. I'm thinking like just let go, like whatever comes out is like the crazier the better kind of thing. And with Fluttershy, I just really, I think timid. I think hold back. In my mind, I'm just thinking shy. So it's just like you kind of a mental place to be to find the two characters.
And Michelle, have you done any outside research into Southern accents?
I actually haven't, but I was just gonna add on to what Andrea was saying, is that these conventions and this fandom has really let us sink into our characters, and it makes us think about the background of them, and it just I'm sure like what was I gonna say? Sometimes I start a sentence, I don't even know where I'm going.
I know the feeling. I've been known to do that.
It's just this whole fandom has made recording for our voices easier and more fun, and that's just what I was trying to say.
Gold, Michelle, gold.
Yeah.
Well, so Brenda, you described earlier how you developed the voice for Zecora. Have you ever voiced or done a character with that type of voice before?
No.
Just plain simple.
No, I haven't. Zecora is completely unique. There is not another character out there that's like her in my repertoire. As I said, I've had to do a West Indian accent sometimes, but that's doing the West Indian thing. As I said, it's a slight lilt, and it makes you go up and down because that's how they talk. The island people are, hi, how are you going? It's a little quicker. So I've done those kinds of accents, but I've never done one that rich in tone and place.
Well, and I think it's interesting to mention, because we talked about this during our interview, that when you were developing that voice, you didn't know at the time that Zecora's lines were all going to be in rhymes. Is that right?
No, I did not know. Well, again, when you audition for it, sometimes you get a different treatment than what will necessarily be with the scripts. So as it came to light, one of the challenges, and I was just talking with one of the writers this morning, was getting that dialogue and then trying to make sure that it wasn't going to be too pedantic. And that's also, when we're in the room, the director helps us with that as well, so that it doesn't become da-dun, 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 da-dun. You get the message out as well. So my challenge is to also find the through line and push through that and not fall into the trap of just the rhyme for rhyme's sake. There's also a message behind it.
Would you ever consider doing Zecora's voice for, say, a haiku?
For a
haiku or a sonnet? Or...
Sure, if somebody writes me something, I'll do it.
That's gonna happen now. On it.
Oh no. All right.
Hold on.
Challenge accepted.
Who's got the checklist? Car ad, pony poetry. I don't even want to know what number 3 is going to be. Okay.
I heard there was Talk Like Zecora Day.
Yeah, Mike hosted it. That was fun.
There was a Talk Like Zecora Day.
Yeah. When is that? Is it coming up again?
That's September 4th, I believe.
September 4th.
I don't know why.
Holiday.
That's my father's birthday.
No, it's true, actually. After we released the interview with Brenda, we got a lot of comments saying, did she know it was Talk Like Zecora Day? And I had gotten, I think, a text message from you that
I
said...
sent it to you to say, by the way, did you know? Because I was looking online and I was reading some comments and I saw.
Yeah.
I'm still in the awe stage. I will probably stay there for some time.
They all do.
That's okay.
Place to be. So cool. I love you right back.
Okay.
I'll get a hug.
So this is a very holistic question, and it's kind of just a general impression sort of question. Not anything specific, say, to the plot points of the show, but what do you feel has changed about My Little Pony Friendship is Magic over the course of the past, well, we're going into the 3rd season, but from the beginning to now, like, do you feel that the show has changed its tenor at all, or any kind of, elements to it that you feel have evolved?
Well, one thing that... You want to go, Michelle?
No, you can go.
Okay. One thing that I think is really, really awesome is the whole background characters, how, you know, they were named by the fans. And, you know, when we get a background character, it's Pony 2 or Pony behind a tree or whatever, Pony wearing a hat. And then the animators just bring them to life and have made them so unique, and then the fans have embraced them and named them and everything, and I think that's a big change. Is now maybe, you know, on a script it might say a name that you guys have created, so it's pretty cool.
Someone's received a poem.
Polly. He's assisting us today. Okay. Now you get to see what we do when we're in the studio. I'm seated, but normally we're all standing. Okay, so imagine I'm standing. Remember, friend, you are always heard. Onward, upward, and forever forward. Never give up on what you seek. You and all are special and unique. To you, my friends, I have this to say. You are special and a gift to me. Remember, as you live your day, there is no other like you in Everfree. Look over your dialogue, so it was a little stilted, but
that was awesome.
Thank you.
It was perfect. Right?
I'll remix it too.
Sell cars with it.
Forward. Tombstone remix.
Well, this is a question I think a lot of people are interested in as well. Throughout the seasons, or at least throughout the material that we can talk about, has there been a favorite line? You know, I'm kind of directing this towards you, Brenda, but you know, for you guys as well, if something comes to mind, is there a favorite line that you voiced that you can remember from the show, or is there a favorite kind of moment in the show?
Sure. Off the top, your website has Poison Joke on it.
Yes.
And I can't remember all the dialogue necessarily from that particular episode, but great. Anything that's centered around that. Ah, it's Poison Joke. Yeah, that was.
Our company name is Poison Joke Productions, and she corrected me on the phone. She goes, "No, it's Poison Joke." Okay.
For me, I really like the scene when Appleblom's trying to sell apples with Applejack.
Called it.
You know, that's where some of the classic Appleblom line come from, like, Mass Michaels, we take cash or credit. And you touch it, bye.
I should say that I don't know if she's in the room. I hope she is. Sabrina Alberghetti, aka Sibsy, the storyboarder for that scene. She's at this convention. She was in the room earlier. I don't know if she's still. You still here? No. Still there? Anyway, if you see
Find
her,
Mando, they're hanging out together.
Is there any particular line? And actually, I've got an add-on question to that for you. Do you enjoy performing for Pinkie Pie or for Fluttershy more?
Oh. Internal conflict.
I'm asking the hard-hitting questions.
I'm trying to blow up her mind. It's like so hard.
I know.
So
yeah. I honestly both so fun because Pinkie's just so crazy, but she exhausts me. Like I'm just dead after.
That's why we eat Tabitha's cookies.
Yeah, exactly. Recharge. But then Fluttershy is just so sweet and amazing. So I'm so lucky.
I should also say that in case there's a question you do not want to answer, there is a moose somewhere over here. That you can point
I
at.
saw.
There you go. Look, there's a moose
Look
there.
at moose.
Right there. So we got that covered as
Well,
well.
one of my favorite scenes is, don't worry about a thing, just trust your Auntie Pinkie Pie. I need your
Well, so Michelle, has your experience working along adults such as Brenda and Andrea and Tabitha and Ashley and the rest of them in Vancouver, has that changed how you approach performance? Because I know that, before you worked on My Little Pony, you've also done a lot of stage work and you've done a lot of vocal work as well. Have you found that that dynamic is different working with Pony because you're one kid among a bunch of older voice actors? Or?
No pressure, we're
no
watching
pressure.
you. What's your answer? What's your answer? What's your answer?
And then I'll have a comment on that too.
Well, I do get a lot of inspiration from you guys because...
That's right, $20 right there.
And me and Claire and Maddie and I really learned a lot from you guys.
Another 20.
And
these are Canadian dollars, so we're talking like 10, 15 cents.
But $1 is worth more than your dollar.
I heard they're made of plastic now.
They're made of wood chips.
all right,
Beaver
this is
chip.
getting too politicized. My Little Pony friendship is magic, people. Let's...
Have you ever been to Tumblr?
Oh yeah. Well, I remember the first episode I came in, and this was really the first thing where the episode revolved around a character that I voiced, and I had these two huge paragraphs. Oh, that Tierra's party, and I really want to go, but my big sister says I can't go. I used to learn it. I mean, I used to know it, but I should learn it again. Yeah.
You guys think you should learn it again?
Yes! Somebody pull it
I'll
up!
come back tomorrow and I'll do it.
There we go. There we go.
Can I jump in for a second? I just want to say that in the room, when we're working, it doesn't really matter how old you are. I know when I started, I was always one of the youngest. When I started in tap, jazz, baton, ballet, piano, I don't know, whatever I was doing with theater, I was one of the babies. And I know that I appreciated anyone who at least treated me on the level and put the pro in professional and never spoke down to me. So when I teach or I coach kids, teens, or adults, I always try to remember that. I also try to remember that everyone has a gift. Everyone has something that they can also teach me. So when I come into the room, I can't necessarily do what she does. I mean, there's talent in different ways, and they might be younger, they might be older, but everybody has something to offer. So it makes it kind of a communal kind of an effort. And a professional one as well.
Well, I imagine that's kind of the case with really a lot of different fields, not just entertainment.
Well, that's what I really loved about the room is because, as I was saying, my first episode, I was kind of scared. I was like, oh no, they've already done it. As a matter of fact, the 9th episode in season 1 was not my first episode, it was episode 12. So, yes, episode 12, that's it. And, which is called The Cutie. And so, they'd already done about 11 episodes already, so I was like, okay, just come in, see what they're like. And that was before I got into the sort of more pre-Lake voiceover world. And so I was like, okay. And I went in there, and everyone was just so nice. And they're all doing, I remember I first walked in, they're doing like this Indian accent, and all these, I was like, oh no, my short creeper, you know, voice of Papa Bloom, all right, come on in, please, want to come and be ridiculous with us, it's very fun, it's very fun.
Was Lee
Oh my God, who are you?
Yes.
Yeah.
He does the best Indian accent, he's pretty good.
He's told me in the past that the way he developed his Welsh accent was by doing an Indian accent and then toning it back.
Oh yeah, he was talking about learning a Welsh accent.
Now, I would try and demonstrate that, but it would never.
Do it!
I'm gonna end up sounding like Apu from The Simpsons. Oh.
Do it, bundle of sticks.
I don't know. Okay. Well, thank you. Come again. I don't know. I just tried. Okay, I don't know. What line should I say? How do you voice act? How do? I just talk to people. I don't say. Okay.
You just gotta believe.
I can hear. Okay. Well, let's try. Okay. Thank you. Come again. Yeah, he tones it back. You know.
Come again.
This is a true story. I came up to Michelle at Caroline Gardens, and she looks at me and she goes, "Mike," in that tone she used, "Mike, so you can only do Jewish and Russian accents then?" I said, "I'm not a voice actor." So anyway, I could the Russian accent, but without worry.
She's pretty good, yeah.
All right. Anyway, get this back on track.
Seal of discipline.
Well, one thing that I was going to add to our talking about, you know, being young or old and how it really doesn't matter, but it's so interesting, like what goes around comes around, because I remember being Michelle's age and probably younger and going into a room and Brenda was there, and yeah, on Madeline, and Brenda is a huge inspiration to me. She's amazingly talented and so kind and warm, and she's like a natural teacher, so I feel so lucky. I've learned from the best.
Oh, you're a sweetheart. That was a show called Madeline. That was a show called Madeline where we first met, and again, yeah, you know, you in our industry, it's all different ages and all different energies and a lot of actor energy. And we just go crazy, really.
Oh, we do.
Right up until the director says, "Okay, here we go, episode 476, line number," and everybody stops. It's the most amazing thing to see the amount of talk and nonsense that's happening and cross-talk, and then all of a sudden it just...
Especially when Tabitha's there.
When Tabitha and me.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I was going to say too, you guys, I've asked this question before in other panels, but I know that I've heard often that sometimes the most fun that voice actors have when they're doing recording is those non-verbals. Those, like, I know that Tabitha has told me that her favorite episode of voice was the Philomena episode because she was coughing the whole time. It was her favorite thing. Do you guys have a non-verbal noise that you enjoy doing, or?
I was going to be all polite. I'll let her go. I'll think on what mine.
Wait. What's on whose? Exactly.
Okay, no fair. I can't burp on command, so I'll just have to go, "What did she say?" She went,
All right, well, I'm going to ask one more question here, but before I ask that question, just so you guys know, we are going to do some Q&A. The same rules apply as for the writers panel. If you want to ask a question, are they already started lining up there? I'm here. Oh, that's a line there. Wow.
Yowza.
Okay, just remember, these guys can't answer questions about episodes that have not aired yet. So, you know, except for season 6 stuff, we established that in the writers' panel. You can talk about Luna's colony on the moon in season 6. But, my last question for you guys, and I should also announce this because it looks like Tara may have gotten caught in traffic. I got a text message earlier during this panel. If she's not able to make it in the next few minutes, she will be joining the Lauren Faust panel. That's what I'm told.
Ooh. Me gusta.
Just spare not. That'll be later this afternoon. Okay. So we get more time too.
Oh, God.